afternoon to everyone. I understand that I am just standing between, maybe Parag is after me, so we are standing between you and the lunch, so or maybe after that, but still, I'll just take a less time. Compared to Mr. Mediratta, we don't have a product to sell. We are developer. Hero Future Energy is a developer of wind and solar. And as a state, we find that Telangana has been one of the most progressive states. And we have a lot of commitment to the state. And also, I could have shown charts and graphs, but very simply put, we have a few hundreds of megawatts in the state. And it has been a pleasant journey, and we will intend to continue with the journey further. So given that background, given the topic of today's session, the kind of generations and the technologies are available today, as a developer, I will give you a snapshot of what we are doing now and what we intend to look forward to in future, near future, because in this business, in last 7 years, whatever we have seen since the sector started, we don't have much of the visibility into future in a medium term. So now we are, in the business-wise, the technologies that we depend on are wind and solar today. Now, several speakers have spoken about the intermittency, the dropping down by 1100 megawatt from 1900 to 1800 within half an hour because of cloud, and similar uncertainties remain in the wind segment as well because of the wind flow. Now, given these factors that we are dependent on nature for our input, we can't control it, and whatever gets generated has to be supplied to the grid or goes waste. So what we try to do is, so forecasting becomes very difficult. So there are databases, but nobody caters to the uncertainties. So what we do is we try investing in technology to do forecasting based on the past trends, your artificial intelligence, all kinds of algorithms we develop so that we can forecast it much better, so that we can even play in the market by tapping the maximum PLF that we can achieve. That's number one. Number two, what we look forward to is how we can actually improve our performance of our power stations after we install them, because there is a natural degradation of modules over the period of time. So that's another technology we invest in to see which modules, that goes from the design stage, which modules have less prone to degradation. But these are standard products, global products. You don't really design them. You buy and assemble them. So we try to get the best product available in the market. The third thing which is major, which we believe will come up in future, is essentially that of storage. So the storage is essentially batteries. Today they don't make any economic sense because of the lower tariffs. Possibly there is a case for building up experimental databases of how storage will impact the generation where we can store the energy so that we feed in during the lean periods. But there are 2-3 things. One is the technology itself is evolving. So today you are talking about lithium ion. Tomorrow you will be talking about zinc, air, or any flow batteries. There are so many technologies are evolving. So just like that, nobody is willing to invest. And India does not have much R&D anyway. So we are waiting for some technology to mature outside, then bring it in, and then possibly deploy when the price comes down. Because not many people are willing to come to India. Tesla recently refused because of the lack of an ecosystem for the battery manufacturing. So they are waiting for the ecosystem to develop. And when we are saying ecosystem, it's not only kind of technology. It's a policy regimen which allows you to use the technology. There has to be infrastructure for banking. And then also, because electricity cannot be stored, just when I say banking, Today, the banking is essentially, I am hoping that I am supplying this now. When I am having a shortfall, somebody else is generating it. Otherwise, I don't have any energy stored anywhere. So probably large power banks like what Tesla did in Australia, possibly something like that might be helpful. So there is a case for companies, whether we do it or somebody independently does it, probably can be a storage company. That means they just store energy on behalf of multiple people. So probably there is a case for that. Two is a combination of availability of technology, effective policy regimes, and the overall investment by the lenders or financiers in the emerging technologies. I think that's where I will end. For a developer, we believe in this. We don't depend on many more things. We don't have many choices now. We just optimize whatever choices we have at the present moment. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. May I request Mr. Parag Sharma, Chief Operating Officer from Renew Power Ventures Private Limited. So kindly come on the dais.